Hey!
Hey!
Love those smooth transitions. Hello there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to a new episode of the Bad Betches, the only Bad Batch discussion show hosted by the Imperial Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Ashby, and joining me as always is Claire Stribling.
Oh, hey. Hey, dear.
How you doing?
Oh, just enjoying my Sunday, having a good day.
And a very belated birthday to ye.
Oh, thank you very much, darling. I appreciate it.
How was the galaxy, I guess? You went to Disneyland World Place.
Disneyland World Place.
Disney Place.
I'm really glad that I tried to go as unspoiled as possible. And it was just like overwhelming. Everything about Galaxy's Edge was so overwhelming. Also, I didn't know that I was going until 11:30 the night before. So I was like,
No, that would give me the anxieties. I'd be like, look, Star Wars is cool, but I've got to plan for this. I've got to be ready.
I was like, I don't know what I'm going to wear. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how we're going to play this day. Oh my God. Am I going to wake up in time? I need to look nice. It was a lot. But when we got there, it was just amazing. Rise of the Resistance was like the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. Right. They did a great job too. They did a really, really great job. They were very strict on masking and they were very good at, and also it's kind of nice to go to a park where your wait is no longer than like 35 minutes. That's the longest wait for any ride we did, which was amazing. So it's a good time.
Oh,
good
cool. Time. I do hope they're actually, because I know people are complaining about, obviously a lot of the people have to wear masks because we're in a pandemic. I don't know if you realize that.
Last I heard, yeah.
But I think what was really, because people are complaining like, oh yeah, you see some Imperial officers or like First Order officers wear masks, and that ruins the illusion. And my opinion is that they should just go full for it and allow people who are dressed up as stormtroopers, like who work at the park, to hit you around the head with a blaster if you don't wear a mask.
You know what? That's a policy maybe we should be looking into. I think you may have a point there, man.
Because if it goes to court, you can go, yes, I was beaten up by some people who work at Disney. But at the same time, it's all part of the immersion.
It is a fully immersive experience. Oh
yeah,
God,
exactly. So there we go. As Dooku being his normal fun self. I guess I say yes. It's Dooku messing around again.
Yep, he pulled my headphones right out of my ears. So we're good. We're doing good.
He's been posting about Kathleen Kennedy again all week.
Pretty much.
Disgusting. Well, as you can probably see, Nicky's not with us this week. But don't worry, we still have his score at the end. So if you're wondering what the overall Imperial Senate Podcast score for this episode will be, we'll have that for you. And I'm sure we'll try and actually ratio it up this week because we haven't really been doing that before. I guess because mainly it's been us and we've had kind of the similar score. I think they all round up around the same sort of score length. So we'll do it this time. But joining us this week, we have one of the most fun guests we've ever talked to, I think, on Twitter. Claire, it's the first time you've spoken to them in person.
I'm really excited.
First time this week on a live stream. Scotty, how you doing?
See, look, Claire actually, she stole these from Star Tours for me. She got them, overnight shipping, which was great. I really appreciate that, by the way. So she went behind the mouse's back, and she's got me these set of wonderful Star Tours glasses. Look, I'm excited to be here. Seriously pumped. And dude, Galaxy's Edge is next level. I would love if there were aliens in disguise. They're pickpocketing you and everything. It would just be so immersive. Just taking stuff from your pockets. I'm having a great time with it. Oh, it's so cool. But I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for letting me come, Charlie, and ruin your show. Super pumped.
Don't worry. We're very good at ruining our show ourselves.
Yes.
So you're in good company, my friend.
Yes.
I mean, if you've listened to the show anyway, you know that we ruin it already. I mean, we were late to the podcast because Claire was talking to us about beef.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Oh, Jesus.
Dooku just looked at him. That was amazing.
Can someone make that a GIF, please? After this episode goes out, make that a GIF. Someone slow that down because look, no guilt whatsoever.
No guilt at all. Actually, more resentment. The fact that it was in his way is the best part.
Jesus. So last week we had cat butt, and this week Dooku's just gonna mess with everything, all the audio.
Oh, it's awesome.
He knows it's Attack of the Clones' birthday today, and he's just fueled on that energy of his first appearance.
His namesake was born on the screen today, so
he was born
19 odd years ago.
Our good friend Twin Sons Cosplay says, "Is he sponsored by Coke?"
That was actually one huge part of the discussion prior. Yes, today I am.
That's right.
That is
some really great ASMR for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sponsored.
Well, we are here again, as always, to talk about the latest episode of The Bad Batch. What were our overall thoughts on this week's episode?
Can I start?
Oh yeah.
Big fan of it. I mean, you got a weird balance here, like a really weird balance where you're like, oh, family. Oh, they're like, oh, they got a situation they have to handle. How cute. And then it's like completely flip of it. It's like just like super dark, super visceral, and like, you know, some interesting themes that are happening between both stories that I think are going to see some resolution later. But I loved it. I think it's the best entry by far. But we've a very young show. We've got literally 13 more episodes of this season. So let's keep it going.
What about you, Claire?
So I really did enjoy this episode as well. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as maybe last week's personally. The only reason I say that is I thought that one half of the story I was super, super invested in, and the other one went a little bit slower for me, but I liked both sides of the story. I really did. I enjoyed everything that I watched. So I'm getting real nitpicky here. So that's about it. I think that when we had the Crosshair side of the story, I've been dying to see what he's up to, and they did not disappoint. And not only did they not disappoint, they set the tone, and the tone is a lot darker than I thought we were going to be setting. So, whew, my Lord, I'm very fascinated. And they drop huge lore bombs with the Kaminoans trying to be like make more altered clones, and that Jango's DNA is like fragmenting or becoming less stable. It's fascinating that there's all of this going on. And yeah, anyway, I'm excited. This episode got me super excited for the direction that we're going in, and also like punched me in the gut like 5 times. So all in all, success.
Yes, some Kaminoan accidentally left the Jango Fett sperm tube out the fridge.
Yeah, I wonder who did that. That was so weird.
Look, Nala say I'm not the biggest fan of. So she's a chief scientist, absolutely, and I'm not trying to degrade her work like she's degrading Jango's DNA. But I'm just saying, you know, if you can murder fives, you can accidentally leave some sperm in around.
Is that what you think it is, Charlie? Because I was thinking it was like some sort of blood sample, but I like the idea that it was just someone's sperm.
Do you think that I think that the Kaminoans made Jango Fett spunk into a tube? Absolutely, Scotty. Absolutely.
Let them do it. This is awesome. This is Bombad.
All right, so I'm gonna argue this one, Charlie. I don't think that that's what happened. Only because that would be only 50% of Jango's DNA. That's why I think that. And then I wouldn't know if we'd call that cloning, because then you'd have to fertilize some stuff with that. And I feel like at that point it's just like test tube baby.
Yeah.
Well, there's loads of test tube babies. They've got like a whole rotating.
Well, yes, they are developing in test tubes, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like they might have done a few different things. They got a bit of hair, they got a brush. Jango's brush. He's like.
Imagine that first day at Camino for him. They just they called him in like, all right, well, you're gonna have a full day ahead of you, and it's gonna end really weird. And you're like, oh, okay. Wonder what
Here's a space hustler.
Yeah.
Have fun. Go to town, man.
There's a complete white room, and every magazine is just Kaminoans.
Oh no! Probably not even into that.
Oh my!
Play no one.
What's that quote from Dodgeball? We should sell blood and semen.
What? Not mixed together. That's their slogan. Grandma Tucky's like, I don't think we should order many more clones from them. It's like, why not? It's like, their slogan is rather prude.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Rick has come up with a great nickname for them.
Oh, yes! Rick's one of the greatest. He really is.
Oh my God. I'm so happy that we've started this off this way.
Nutta-knowins. Busta-knowins. We can do this for hours. We can do this for hours.
Oh my goodness gracious me. I'm sorry, Mom.
Was she watching?
She might be. I don't know. She has been a little bit lately.
Unbelievable.
Please don't be
Explain it
disappointed in me, Mom. Yeah, exactly.
Well, as always, we're going to go through the episode through different sections. I've come up with some sort of like overall plot points, discussion points in mainly chronological order, but they're not always in that same order, but we try our best. So starting off, I've come up with Crash Landing and the Mynock memories.
Yep.
So yeah, the episode starts off, we escape from Seleucami from last week's episode. And again, we got Tech thinking he's very, very clever. And, you know, sometimes that cleverness comes with a bit of missing the key points, which is like, oh yeah, I guess I could fix this thing first before we crash. Which, you know, sometimes...
He's one of those friends, like, he's one of those people you know in your life that are so book smart and so life dumb. Like, honestly, you're just like, you are missing what's right in front. You're very smart. There's a lot going on right here, but none of it is what's in front of you right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere else, my friend.
You gotta have the whole family teach you. Yes, you're very good at science, my friend, but you know, we've got to teach you about some other things like dancing, okay? Like, you got to...
And time management skills, clearly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, time management skills, relaxing, I think a little bit as well. Like, chillax. We got another great moment of, obviously, Wrecker being a lovable little... Uncle Wrecker?
Well, the fact that he was, like, trying to eat one, he, like, ate it all in one bite, and then he went to go take Omegas. I was like, oh, Wrecker, come on. And then he stopped. He got stopped, which was kind of nice, too. He's like, oh, I was hungry. He's just...
oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, like, Deep Bradley Vegas, like,
boy,
in a space booth going, oh. But I really did like the fact that there was loads of, like, subtle, not really subtle, but, like, Empire Easter eggs and stuff. The space sausage, I love to call it.
Space sausage.
Yes,
he's space sausage in his little what's it called, like lunchbox that he tries to take.
That's right. Maybe is that what fills the Ronto wraps? It does look like it, doesn't it?
Oh, interesting.
Space sausage, yeah.
Is it sausage? It looks crunchy. I wonder. I mean, like,
it's very. I mean, it's overburnt. It's overburnt.
Yes.
Sausage. You got to use an X-wing jet or like some sort of spaceship jet to cook it properly.
Cook it? That's amazing. A pod racer.
Yes.
And then, obviously we see the ship crash land and we see Wrecker bump his head. Something I brought up in the things we need to talk about like, sort of later on section of the recap was what Rick says here. And I'm not sure if I should be scared or am I overreacting, but do we think the headache is to do with A, he bumped his head, so obviously he bumped his head, or 2, it kickstarted the chip again?
A or 2? Which one?
Did I say A or 2?
Yes, you did.
What can I say?
We strive for excellence here.
They're both scary. I'll say that much. The realities of both things, you know, him hitting his head and being frustrated about that, you know, which I understand. We all have had that happen, but we don't all have chips in our heads that could kill other people. And that would not be, especially, I don't know, for the sake of who they may end up meeting later. That makes me very nervous, like really nervous. I don't want to see Wrecker lose his mind. I don't.
It would be funny if they land and Plo Koon is like, I survived. Like, oh,
that would be awful. Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
And then the episode ends. It says directed by George Lucas. I will have my way.
Finally.
Exactly.
Vengeance hath been committed. Oh my goodness.
Look, I think if Wrecker does have the chip activated, it will make a great episode of like having to deal with him, like the struggle. And I think that actually it will be a net positive for the story arc. Because I feel like if we're building up to, because it's kind of hinted at in this episode in the beginning where they're talking about the chip again, what the chip does, and they're talking about how they miss Crosshair, which I feel I really did appreciate the fact that they're not just being like, he's evil, the end. It's more complicated than that. He's a victim as well. So
and I love
feel
Omega like continually reminding it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. And I think what is interesting about that is that it's all building up to something, because there's a reason why they name dropped Captain Rex. There's a reason why they show him in the trailer. He's probably on the same sort of mission. Look, we're going to try and save as many as my brothers I can. I would imagine that maybe Wolf and Gregor still have their chips in. I mean, Wolf Gregor, God knows what his brain is like because he's been blown up like 6 times.
Oh, poor baby.
With Wolf, at least, I would imagine maybe that'd be interesting if they go on a mission to rescue some of these clones. They start off with maybe Wrecker, and they save him, and then they know what to do now with that little device that Tech's making, and then they go, "Oh, come on, this is Bob." No.
Oof.
No.
Oof.
We love you, Bob, but why you hurt us? Why you do this?
Brutal.
Oh no.
Could I look after some rabbits?
Oh no.
That's my fear.
Favorite. He needs to be protected at all costs. Can't be saying things like that. Come on now.
One thing I thought about too is like, what if it comes out now? I don't know if you're a fan of this or you subscribe to this theory. If for some reason, in some weird way, Omega's force sensitive, and all of a sudden, not that's what triggers Wrecker or anyone on the ship. But if she does something that is force sensitive indeed, and one of them goes, "Oh, it's like a Jedi. Jedi can do that," and then all of a sudden, Wrecker's like, I would be like, "No, what? Could you imagine how insane that could get?" Now this is good content. Look at this.
Oh, this is great. Hey, Dooku, can we see the butt again?
He was trying, except the problem is when you walk across the keyboard, it's not good for anybody's content. Now, is it, Dooku? I'm going to be muted. I'm just going to randomly leave. Sorry, guys. He is very needy. He's very needy.
Oh, he's a shower. Awesome. He's a cow.
He's a star.
He's allowed to flex his, cat muscles.
Also, at my old apartment, he used to have a chair that would be next to me. So when I was podcasting, he'd have his own chair, and then he wouldn't bother me as much.
Yeah. Well, you know what to do then.
No room for a chair here, though.
Buy a throne.
Buy a little crocheted cat throne.
I'm saying I haven't looked, but I know for sure on Etsy there is a cat throne
that exists.
Sure.
100% exists.
Maybe that's a patron thing. If anyone wants to donate to our patron,
to buy a cat throne.
I'm still waiting on some cosplayer to make me a cat-sized Dooku cape. I will send you measurements. I'm still waiting on someone to volunteer for a cat-sized Dooku cape. I'm waiting on it.
We have friends. We can make that happen.
We got connections. I know you're out there. You're my only hope. Please help.
But yeah, I thought it was really cool to see those developments. Maybe they're hinting at a bigger plot to save not only other clones, but definitely Crosshair, because I really feel for that character, and I think even though the character that we'll talk about this later on, but does some dark stuff, pretty dark stuff, it's not always his fault, Oh my God, there is a cat throne.
Scotty, shut up! Oh my God, I'm sorry. Hold on. You gotta see this for just a second.
Share that screen. Do it. You gotta do it.
Okay. Look at that. I can't. Okay. I'm sorry.
Cat thrones exist. Just want to say that. That's what I said to them. Definitely real.
Oh my God. Amazing.
If anyone wants to buy that for us, we will show them. Yeah, show it online, I guess. YouTube.
I need it.
What a great episode.
All right, we're supposed to talk about Bad Batch. We're just talking about Dooku the whole time.
Sorry.
My bad. My bad.
Let's go back to the Empire Strikes Back of it all. Obviously, the fact that this episode felt very much like the sequence in the cave with the Mynocks, definitely having a creature, Moon Dragon, which, by the way, is one of the coolest names ever.
Mm-hmm.
And having it being loving electricity, loving all the energy and absorbing it and stuff. I thought it was really cool. There was a little creature on Doctor Who recently in the last few years that had the same sort of ability, which loved energy, kept creating mischief and destroying stuff. So I thought that was really, really sweet. And before anyone goes, it's a filler episode.
No.
Like, no.
No, farthest thing from it.
Like, Matt Lanter doesn't come on the screen and go, hello, I'm Matt Lanter. And then people go, this is a Emmy Award winning. Like, you know, like, it's an episode which deals with characterization. Like, you don't need Captain Rex to be, like, hiding in the background going, I'll be in the next episode. Like, it's about telling a story about these characters, and we're seeing Omega again blending with the crew. She's learning a bit more. I think like last few episodes we get to see her do a bit of everything. We see her like the technological side. We see her acting a bit like Hunter. We saw her acting a bit like Crosshair in episode 1. So I'm feeling like they're definitely hinting towards maybe her abilities there. Claire.
Oh no, I was just saying, it does add to the evidence that maybe her ability is to adapt to other people's abilities around them in some sort of way. I have heard that from quite a few corners of the speculation world. So, and I think that's very interesting. It's an interesting idea, darling.
She's just a quick learner, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely my thoughts. Is that she's Space Peter Petrelli from Heroes. And I think that's really cool, like to sort of see a different, like it's not necessarily force sensitive, it's more to do with that's it. Yeah, Rick, she's an empath. And she has the ability to sort of pick up on traits and see how people are feeling about different situations. But what I thought was really cool as well is just getting to, you know, take a break from the main sort of plot and get to dive into 2 different storylines. We've got the A storyline and the B storyline. And Claire, I think you're absolutely right in terms of the B storyline being very, 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 very interesting and very dark. And of course, that storyline I'll call Project War-Mantle.
So cool.
Which, as soon as I saw someone bring up the Rogue One thing, blew my mind. Did you see this? Oh, I was like, you Lucasfilm, with your little name drops.
We see you.
And that's like the first one off the list too. I mean, we've got how many, like 6 more after that? You got War-Mantle, Stardust,
Black Saber. Sort of. We don't know the Empire's plan for Black Saber, really. But.
It could be obviously the Dark Saber, maybe. Could be that weapon from the old EU, which I thought would be interesting. So I don't know, but it is cool to just see them name drop these elements, and obviously it's all to do with Tarkin, the Tarkin Initiative. Tarkin up to no good.
That guy.
We did have a message earlier about Tarkin. Yes, so Rick says, I like that Tarkin got a promotion to Grand Moff ahead of this episode. He was an admiral in the first episode. I don't know if that's officially the case, because he does have the Grand Admiral ranking now, but I don't think Moffs exist yet. And I think it was Matt Martin that sort of talked about this on Twitter, which is that, you know, like those never make sense. Like Return of the Jedi, everyone's got like the same one. It's ridiculous. So I think the idea, at least from my impression, was that in the first episode, he was an admiral. Was he an admiral or like a governor? I think in the first episode he's
2 different ranks, because he's the governor of the planet he's from, but he's also a imperial rank in his own right. So it's really weird if you think about it. He's got 2 different names technically.
Because he's definitely. I was like, is he now the governor? Like, is that because they call him governor in the episode? I think it's Rampart that now calls him governor as opposed to Admiral Tarkin. So I was like, maybe that's the ranking he gets, because obviously I don't think it's until Tarkin, is it, and the Moff system comes in the book.
I think so. And that's 5 years. That's 5 years after the events of what happens in Revenge of the Sith. So it's really weird. It's really weird. I don't think it really matters either. Like when you really look at it, but it is interesting to hear them name drop that specifically, because it could be an error, or it could be just something that they completely just wanted to throw in there. I don't know.
Who knows? Like it's just one of those cool little things, and I love, you know, seeing the Imperials, the power struggle of it all, and like is getting a new rank a good thing or a bad thing?
Mhm.
You know, like by Empire, it's definitely a bad thing for some people. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Yeah, so Rick adds up with, he has the Admiral rank insignia in the first episode and the Grand Moff insignia.
So weird.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, it could be or it could not be. Like, I think that there's definitely some confusion around the ranking marks. And quite frankly, I don't want it ever to be like a summary. I don't want them to fix it. I want it to be completely confused.
Yeah. That'd be incredible, actually. It's just always different. And, you know, if you really think about it, too, it comes down to the fact that, you know, it was a prop in A New Hope. And, like, I'm sure they meant nothing in A New Hope. So, like, here we are now, you know, with all this world building, it's, like, so important that what each insignia means. That's probably the case, too.
And it's funny, too, like, thinking about this, like, going to Galaxy's Edge on Tuesday and, like, going into Doc Ondar's, they have, like, this is everyone. And you're like...
Yes, they do.
But are we paying attention to what we're doing here in the animation? Yeah. What are we doing here, friends? But yeah, I was like, oh, hey.
I had just left Galaxy's Edge about a month ago, and like that's one thing I noticed too is they had, and you could turn the little packaging over. It has each one on the back. On if you wanted to do your own, you can just put the little plastics, you know, pieces into their own little order like that.
Make your own insignia.
My little fascist.
Yeah.
I really love the Imperial side of things and delving into like the power struggles and the different changes towards what's going on with the Galactic Empire. Seeing Vice Admiral Rampart, who was the same actor, played Varco Gray in Squadrons.
Oh, I did not know that. Really? That's pretty
and
cool.
Also Charles from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, really? Wow.
So if you listen to the voice, you'll be able to pick that up. Really, really cool to see that character and see how he's implementing these different structures, which definitely changes the Galaxy General. Rick said that Rampart's chin was my favorite part of this episode.
That's what I was just laughing at. I saw his comment. I'm like, oh my god.
I was like, is he got like a soul patch? Like, is he got like a little goatee?
Yeah, it's like a little, not a cleft chin. Is
really
it?
like pronounced?
Really He's the crimson chin of the Star Wars galaxy.
Oh my! Wow,
that's amazing.
What a reference.
Deep cut.
Fairly Odd Parents stands
out there as well.
Amazing. I would love
it. So Project War-Mantle was obviously the introduction of recruited soldiers to the Empire. Very, very weird seeing them in the clone trooper outfits. It made me feel like that does not belong to you. How dare you get out of it? And being trained by a clone. And obviously, I think that's the idea is that they're going to be brought in, have different ones teaching them around the galaxy. And then once those people are sort of taught up on everything, they get kicked out. They get to teach new recruits. So I thought it was definitely really intriguing to see where they're going with that. Rick, very Death Trooper looking, very much the precursor to the Death Troopers. They're called the Elite Squadron, I think, according to the episode. And I thought what was really interesting as well was that I think either Echo or Tech brought us up last time, but the idea that these people in the galaxy, while the clones so desperately sort of wanted to cling on to their own identity and create a name for themselves, now we're seeing people who have names sort of cling on to numbers. In fact,
that's kind of cool.
That guy is just called ES01, I think his actual name is. And we get ES01 and ES04 is the only names we get for two of the characters. So I thought that was really interesting to see.
And we're one number down.
Yeah, already.
Already one down.
Press F in chat for ES01. I thought, I really like the way they sort of show how these people are evil, but that like some people have morals, I guess, to a certain extent. Obviously, they're still going up to kill people.
That's what you get when you have morals. You get blasted, unfortunately. So
and I think that showing that is very important because it shows that Imperials didn't just randomly turn good. Like some Imperials didn't randomly just turn good and join the rebellion because they're like, this is I changed my mind. This is cool. Some people definitely had misgivings from the beginning, but either, were well off because of it, like money-wise or like business-wise, and then had to hide their morals a little bit. And then over time, they're like, okay, well, now I can speak out. We see what happens when you do speak out so early on, and that's you get shot in the back. But yeah, I really did like seeing that introduction and that crazy, crazy mission, Claire. I think that's your favorite.
It is my favorite. That's my favorite scene. As much as that makes me a deranged human being.
Claire pro murder stripling.
Yeah, that's me.
Pro war crimes. That was.
Apparently, that's me. That was just the most intriguing part of the episode for me. That really was. I just and not because I'm like, yay, war, let's kill the people with morals. Or I'm not like sitting here like, oh, all of the gratuitous violence is what I'm here for. But I just think that I was so surprised by it and surprised at how far they went. Like, we literally saw like families get torched.
Oh, that was the craziest part. Like,
you are doing this?
I had headphones on and I heard the after he was like, light him up or whatever he said. I was like, that is nuts. They really did that. They took it there. That was crazy. Not a kid's show. Did not feel like a kid's show in that moment at all.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Hide your mom. Because they're torching everybody.
But it's what we talked about. It's what we talked about the other day, Scotty, about Rogue One. It's Star Wars is its best when it is being honest with you about the evils of the Empire, evils of the galaxy. But it's not there to, like, because people are like, oh yeah, we should see Darth Vader like murder a million troopers and like,
no,
like, no, you're an idiot. One, you're an idiot. Two, like, chillax,
my dude.
Like, chillax.
Yeah. Put
the knife down, sir. We're talking about this film normally. It's when it's inferred violence and inferred like horror is much more scarier than
way scarier. Like, just hearing that, I was like, man, like that's something that just goes to show you if when you have a bad leader, what that could ultimately lead to in the end, where he could shoulders follow orders, and that was the only thing he wanted to do that entire time, and they all said yes sir and did it too. Nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And the reason why because they're threatened with the idea of like being killed by this like brainwashed, literally brainwashed trooper. And again, it's the Imperial Code. It's what Tarkin straight up says in The New Hope. It's ruling via fear.
Yeah.
And it works because we see that in real life. I've sort of skipped to the evil of the Empire can Crosshair be redeemed, because I feel like that's kind of where you can't really talk about that opening, the whole plot line without talking about the whole murder of it all. And poor Crosshair. I mean, like, we do see that shot of like the visor when they see the people getting killed. You're just staring into his soul. But the thing I thought was really interesting is that sequence where they go back to the bunker and we see everyone sort of sitting where the Bad Batch used to live.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You see him sitting on the bed, like staring into nothingness. And you're like, because we know from last season of the Clone Wars, Rex knew what he was doing. And when the chip gets removed, he's like, I'm so sorry, I tried to kill you.
Yeah, he knew it.
If the idea is that if they do get that chip out, what's it going to do to Crosshair?
Will it change him much? Will it not? It's going to be weird. And the fact that he walks by Wrecker's little marks too on the wall, I was like, dang, like he's totally cognitive of what's going on. And I think that's what's going to make it hard to see him turn, because I think he's going to come back. I hope he does, but it's brutal. It's brutal.
If they don't redeem him, I'll be thoroughly disappointed. I think they will. I mean, that's the story of Star Wars told over and over again. And like, the one thing that I would argue, I know a lot of people online are very not down with the Crosshair right now, but like, it's like Omega said, he can't help it. And honestly, I think that of all of the Star Wars redemption stories that we've seen, I think Crosshairs has the most. He has the biggest reason to have fallen to the dark. Like, I'm not saying Anakin and Kylo, I'm not saying that they did not have, serious triggers in their life that changed their path. But when you have a literal chip in your brain correcting your actions, like, come on, he can come back. Of course he can come back. There's, you know what? No one's ever really gone. It's on my shirt. It's got Salacious Crumb on it. I'm just saying, no one's ever really gone.
Wait, is that a shirt you can buy on tpublic.com/the Imperial Senate Podcast?
/the Imperial Senate Podcast. Yes, it is. You bet your butt it is.
I'd love to go to tpublic.com and search the Imperial Senate Podcast and see if they have some sort of other designs as well you can buy.
I think it's a really good idea. I heard that there's one on there with that says Space Sluts. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's a good one. That is a good shirt. Good one. Is that the one with Poe Dameron?
It is. It is. Yes.
That's really cool. I'd love to buy I wish there was like stickers as well or some sort of like other things.
Can you put it on a mug?
You can put it on a mug.
Can you put it on like a wall? Can you put it on like a canvas print?
You can.
You can put it on a tapestry. Apparently,
can you put it on?
It's very exciting.
It on a phone case? What?
I've heard that is the case. If you go to tpublic.com/the
your /the Imperial Senate Podcast.
Also, it's in our YouTube description.
What? In different colored shirts? This is the coolest thing in the world. I have to look into this.
It's crazy.
Mind blowing. Also, since we mentioned Poe Dameron, I forgot a joke I was going to make, so I'm going to do it now. I don't care if this is not a good time. I'm just going to do it. The Moon Dragon. I really hope that in universe Poe Dameron has one as a pet, for he is the Moon Knight. Continue.
Nice.
That's my new headcanon. At one point, he had one.
Somewhere.
Star Wars? Bad Batch?
That's the show we all want, is just young Poe Dameron on Yavin the Fall looking after a moon dragon.
It is. Filler episode, though. That's what the internet would be saying.
Give it
filler.
To us, Disney.
For the creators of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker and Young Sheldon.
Amazing.
That's brilliant.
No, I think when it comes to Crosshair, though, I feel like he is redeemable, but it's how we deal with that. Because I don't think you could massacre innocent people, break out of it, and then be like, I'm back to normal, everyone. You got to expand into that.
Like Kylo did that. He didn't survive it. So
no. And I would love if we got a different storytelling where he does suffer from, like kind of like Winter Soldier, will suffer from like PTSD of doing that, which would be really interesting to see. And Omega maybe talking him through it. It'd be awesome. Oh, what? Whoa! What the hell? I didn't even see that. That's incredible. There we are. Wow.
Synergy with the chat.
Yes. I didn't even look at that. I'm kidding.
I definitely brought up Winter Soldier a few weeks ago as well, because it just feels like you got room to explore that, and Disney approved that you can explore that in a good way. So yeah, I feel like they should do that. It also, if the first season is dedicated to Crosshair, I feel like you've got a great opportunity and a character-driven moment for him to go out and save other clones. Maybe season 2 we'll get to see Cody.
Oh,
maybe they could be like some sort of therapy group for people that
I would like if Cody showed up for Project War-Mantle or someone like that, where they're the ones making the next set of elite troopers. So that would be really cool to see. And one thing can happen, another thing can happen. We can see them all come together. I don't know. I would really enjoy that personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob says, in the eyes of the Batch, he could be redeemed, but for the rebellion, he's a war criminal.
Yep.
It's complicated. I feel like, the lines are blurred in certain regards, because obviously he has been literally brainwashed. It isn't like he's completely doing it of his own. Like it's brainwashing. So that's complicated. That doesn't mean that his actions are excusable. The same way, like Winter Soldier, we don't completely excuse his actions. He has to live with those.
Yeah.
So it's the way you go around that. And it's the same we get to see with the Empire. I mean, there's so many characters that are supposedly ex-Imperials. I mean, Maydeen, apparently.
Yeah.
Imperial. And he lives with the guilt on his face. That really rubbish beard. That's his sentence.
It is my penance. It's my shame. I will wear it on my face so all can see.
That and the hair, whatever is going on there.
Oh, that majestic comb over. Oh,
it's
my
the
God.
worst thing ever. It's amazing.
Just kill me. I'm like, no.
I'm gonna let you live with this hair.
You must live with this hair until your dying day. It's like an old man with that really bad blonde beard.
Yes.
With a stick.
My goodness. If
you've got any questions for us, please do ask us in the chat. Obviously, we're living. We're live
live.
on YouTube,
We are
Periscope,
live.
and Twitch. So don't forget to.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we got Hot Callus. Don't forget Hot Callus. Or Hot Callus. Which sounds cooler, to be honest. Like I'd like to.
He would look really good in a parka. I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
Good moves.
Absolutely.
Tasty.
But yeah, I really did love seeing that. And can we just talk about the fact that really dark line that really haunted me for so many years in season 6 of the Clone Wars, which is good soldiers follow orders. When I thought that line could not be dark enough, bless you.
Thank you. I have really bad allergies. I'm sorry.
I don't apologize for
that line worked really well in that, and like the way Crosshair delivered it was so monotone and like icy. It was terrifying. I was watching that 5 a.m. and I'm like, man, that's gonna screw me for the whole rest of the day. It was just awful. Good soldiers follow orders. Yeah, I was like, Jesus, Steve Bradley Baker. Yeah. Got him.
Good soldiers dab with me as well. They sneeze dab.
They're like, please, just set me on fire. Stop dabbing, please. Also, like, man, who asked that trooper to get involved? Like, he's like, kill them. It's like, okay, I'll flamethrower. It's like, no, just meant to shoot them. Jesus Christ, Terry. Put it away.
Terry.
Yeah. Damn.
Like, he's like, I got the flamethrower. I want to use it.
Well, I liked how defiant that one trooper was being, at the beginning of it. And then he's the one that's like, hell no, I'm not going to. These people are innocent. They were just involved with this crew. And he's like, no, we have to kill them too. That's part of the mission.
Crosshair was really gunning for that old lady. He did not want her to live.
And the alien.
I like the idea that, like, the Imperial most wanted list at that time was like, Vader's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he's like, look, Vader, we have no proof he's alive. He's probably dead, so we can't put him out. He's like, oh, fine. He rips it and throws it down. And so, like, he moves out of the way. Tarkin's like, only Jedi who survived. And he puts that up on the list. And then number 1 is, like, it's just Crosshair. It's like, his little toothpick. He's like, old Onderon lady. Number 1 most wanted in the galaxy.
Oh, my God.
What did she do? So I don't want to know.
Yeah, and I like how they had their mask on, all of them. I really like that too, because that's an interesting thing. You didn't see the humanity of their face. Crosshair was so scary with that delivery, and I was surprised he didn't take his helmet off. Like, no, don't do that. But they all kept it on, nameless and faceless. It's awesome.
And it doesn't excuse the troopers either. Like that one trooper, ES-01, he's like, oh no, I'm down to kill people, but these people are civilians. Like, we can kill other people. Like, doesn't make him completely good, but at the same time, good on him for like not trying to murder kids and an old lady.
Some kids and an old lady. Jesus.
She's like
the Imperial Codex.
It's like that weird great aunt that like has to kiss you on the mouth at Thanksgiving.
Oh, Claire, I know what you're talking about. Oh,
Come here.
Come give me a kiss. No.
Orders.
Shoot her. Get rid of her. Get her out of here.
It's one of those things I close my eyes and go, okay, we're done. I'm going to go use mouthwash now. I hate it.
Please stay away from me.
Sometimes I feel like my dog does that too. I'm like, come here. And they're like,
like, not kissing you.
Not you. Not today.
Weird Uncle Scotty.
Hey.
Oh, goodness.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and then we cut back to the A plot, and guess what? Non-violence saves the day. And Uncle Wrecker. We get to see Uncle Wrecker with his cute little bunk bed making skills. And again, I'm still pushing to have a show, another spin-off, which is absolutely Home Improvement with Wrecker.
I'm going to hang this here, and it's done. That's pretty much what all he did.
Yeah, I kind of knocked him down and made a bunk bed.
Well, you got to think, too, where else do they sleep on the ship? Do they sleep in the chairs sitting up? Like, that ship doesn't look too big if you look at a schematic of it. Like, if you actually look at the structure, it's just like one little cabin area and in the front. And I'm like, there's no way they would have more rooms for, like, 4 grown men. So I'm glad Omega's got a little spot. That makes me happy. They respect that she's a kid, which is awesome.
And she gets a room with a view. She's got lovely, like a window view.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got Lula.
I know.
He let her have Lula in her bunk.
And he
So
saved
sweet.
Lula for him. I'm like, that's good. That's really good, actually.
So
Yeah.
sweet. He's like,
Gave
oh,
it-
maybe I shouldn't have tried to take food from this kid. Let me
child.
way over apologize, but it's worth it. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that could ruin that moment is he was like, no, we're bunking.
Mhm. Well, I love that they respect her too as a part of the team now, because that was the struggle of the very first episode. Just like, no, she's a kid. Don't let her do this, and she can obviously handle her own. And that's what Hunter's trying to deal with, is the fact that, you know what, she wants to be a part of this. Then she's going to take risk, and she does this episode. She does really good. This really is, and I don't know if you had saw it. I wasn't like head over heels in love with Omega. My buddy, my co-host Jerry on Bombadcast is just thinks she's the greatest thing ever, and I can see that. I can see why for some people, but for me, I was like, not really there for me yet until this episode. And I'm like, man, she took it into her own. She kind of saved the day by the end of it. So by all means, she's going up that scale. I really like her now. I really do.
Yeah, she's one of my all-time favorite characters. Like straight from episode 1, I was like, look, she's won my heart over.
Yeah.
I'll give her as many Lulas as she wants. You're right. Like she can do whatever she wants. She can do no bad in my book. And I just really love the way she goes about and helps save the day again. Like she goes in and finds a non-violent solution to the situation, because that's always good. I think that's something I really appreciate about Star Wars under Disney. It's the idea of the Jedi way and trying to find a way out of a situation that doesn't result in straight up Cal Kestis like murdering spiders. You know, because it does make you think. You're like, to be fair, I'll be honest with everyone. Okay, as much as I would love to say that I'm a Jedi Knight, there is a point in that game where you're like, because I know people are like, oh yeah, I did the whole game with like not attacking any spiders. I don't know how you did not force ye a goat off a bridge.
Yeah, no, for real.
Get out of my life. Like, fuck you, goat.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. Anytime there was a scout trooper with a little baton, I'm like, nope, boom, gone. Get out, nope. And the animals, you're right, and the animals too.
No, yeah, it's look, I've got the Imperial army on my back. I don't need some slug fucking around with me, okay?
Literally. I'm done.
Like I'm a Jedi Knight, but you're pushing it, okay? I respect Omega for being, finding out a different solution to that. And it definitely reminded me a lot of like seeing Rey heal the snake in episode 9.
Yes.
Ezra finding an alternate solution, connecting with the animals. Again, connect the empathy. I know a lot of people are saying force sensitivity, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
Yeah, the Moon Dragon 2 was just hungry. That's all he was. He was just hungry. He was eating off energy, and I like how he looked a little bit like he had the Avatar Pandora feel to him as well, with the glowing light. I was like, that's really cool. And one thing I will say, a testament to this season so far is the animation has just gotten so good. Like the dust particles in the air, and whenever that thing's lighting up, you see the light across her face and the light across her eyes. I'm like, that's brilliant. They're taking it there, and that was a shining moment for how good it's going to be. And
there was a great moment when it eats the capacitor, and you see the light go down the body as it's like swallowed. Yeah, it's so good.
So good, and that's what Star Wars needs. I like that they're taking animation to that serious level now, and it just like that one part that whenever who was it? It was Echo outside with the flashlight. I'm like, this is pretty alien. It's got a kind of a freaky feel to it, and the music got really freaky too. So I like that the story is kind of leaning more towards different Star Wars or a Star Wars affiliated kind of sci-fi genres. It's really kind of awesome. It's not straightforward anymore. It's kind of in two different camps. So
yeah,
dig
completely. Yeah, it's not like this is the thing of the week. This is what it's named. Like, I get why people are like, oh yeah, this is the Clone Wars season 8. I'm like, but it's not. Like,
it's not really
completely different. Like,
yeah,
Clone Wars was George being like, let's do this film or let's do this story, and it was an anthology series. And you can see those influences obviously in different episodes of the Bad Batch still, like you said, alien influences. But this is a really cool standalone story like Rebels, where we get to see this group become a family. and delve into the wider galaxy and the situation and how that changes and how fascism is deep set. I thought they did a really great job balancing those two things this week in particular. So good. I love the characters. I think the villainous threat is great. I like that Tarkin is now taking a back seat. He's like, well, you seem to be doing well. I'm going to fuck off. Bye. Like
Admiral Rampart in charge.
You know he's gonna mess up at some point, and you know there's gonna look. The best way to get to my heart and maybe my pants is to introduce a shot with the Imperial shuttle. So you know that if an Imperial shuttle lands on Kamino, and then you just see the wings close up.
Oh, that's a shot.
Smoke appearing, and then you just see two black boots stomp down, and I am going to explode.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
I am going to be like, I'll be choking up. It'll be like Vader's reaching out to me through the screen. I love that. I want that. I want to see Vader. I think that'd be cool. And then people go, you can't have Vader and everything, but also yes, you can. Because I said so. No, I think it'd be really cool to see that. AC Dragon Rider makes a really great point as well. Is that obviously we see the Kaminoans come up with some sort of plan, like Claire was saying, the degradation of the clone samples. They have to look in different other samples, maybe like Omega, maybe the Bad Batch themselves. And AC Dragon Rider says, I can't wait to see the Kaminoans get rid of Rampart somehow. And that reminded me of something we brought up before, and someone else all brought up on Twitter, which is, do you guys remember the old Battlefront 2 game?
Oh, yeah.
And there was a mission for the 501st story where the clone stormtroopers are sent to Kamino to attack a rebellion set up by the Kaminoans or Jango Fett DNA. So it's the clone troopers wearing the Phase 1 armor versus the clones, like the stormtroopers, of both recruiters and also clones. I want to see that.
Oh, it'd be incredible. Imagine and I like to think there was just to me personally, I like to think that there was a set of stormtrooper gear between, the Phase 3 and the final stormtrooper we get, obviously, in all the shows and movies now. But I would love if there was just one in the middle, and they somehow have that gear versus the clone trooper Phase 3. It'd be so cool. I would really dig that. And that the Kaminoans are up to something. Every lingering shot is really weird, And exactly. It's just so contingency plan. It's like, let's go against what we got. And there is obviously an answer, because when we're watching Mando, we have someone like General Dr. Pershing, who is not a Kaminoan but rocks that Kaminoan patch. So I'm eager to see that play out. 100%.
I'm glad you brought him up, because that's a very interesting thing that I could not get out of my mind as the Kaminoans were talking at the end of this episode. I'm just like, how do we get from long-necked Kaminoans running things, running everything, to Dr. Pershing has your patch? I'm scared for the Empire takeover of Kamino that I think is coming, man. It ain't gonna be good for our long-necked friends.
No, they're not going to destroy it. They're definitely going to take it over. There's no reason to destroy it.
No, too much valuable information and too many valuable resources there already in place, ready to clone.
So Matthew says, how did the Kaminoans' business plan get so reliant on one contract? Well, it's
pretty good.
The galaxy, the army for the galaxy. It's a pretty good contract to have. The Empire's army. I don't know if it was the old EU or maybe in the classic. I know that Dexter says that they're very secretive and they have certain
cloners
contracts. Cloners.
And every time, you know what? I feel like before they were doing just fine. They were getting by, keeping their stuff secret, cloning, doing their stuff. But now that we have, that we had the Republic contract, it's like going to Canto Bight every weekend, my friends. Rolling in this.
Think how long the lines of coke they could snort with their necks.
Oh no!
It has been all over.
Purple.
Give me some of that Django sperm.
It's Tornwee's high again.
Dead. Conley's asking for your sperm again. She's got that weird look in her eye. Imagine.
Oh my god.
It's like even bigger pupils.
Huge pupils. Jenga, where's your sperm?
Ah!
We need your dick out. Excuse me?
That's so messed up. It's incredible. Oh my god, yes.
Oh.
We're running out of DNA. Now.
Now.
Okay. We need to get out of here.
Can't perform under pressure like that, guys. Come on.
There's some ginger guys running around, sneaking around. We don't know what to do.
Oh god.
That's good news. It's like, yeah, man. Just some of this. It's like the longest line. It's like, I'm okay, actually. I need to go back to my ship. BRB.
Oh my god.
They just run into the room like, Django, he knows who you are. You got to kill him. Oh. No, but I do think you have to remember, like, Claire, you made a really good point, which is that in the Clone Wars, they introduced the concept that not only the Kaminoans have like a really good contract to create this army, they also get representation in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a lot of power. That's a lot of, political gain. So the idea of you losing your biggest contract, which, money is money. They say, like, even when it comes to murder, like, it's one of the biggest, one of the big three of why people do stuff. It's like, I would get reliant on, I would get reliant if my contract was creating the army for the Galactic Republic.
Yeah.
That then switched over. You know what I mean? Like, now you even got a bigger client. You got the Empire on top of it too.
Exactly, and more planets to like delve into, and it's a big get for the Kaminoans. Good for them with their business plan. So I can understand why they feel threatened by that. And like you said, Scotty, like we've seen in Rebels what happened to the Geonosians.
Yeah, wiped out completely.
Wiped out completely, and that they're ready. They got Dr. Pershing. He's probably like 12. He's like, I can do it. This guy's good. He's really good. We don't need these guys. So yeah, I wonder if we will get more human cloners. Obviously, they're not going to destroy the research completely because that'd be ridiculous. But yeah, I hope they don't wipe out all the Kaminoans because I would really like to see more of the species and explored in future stories. So yeah, it depends on what you think happened to them. Probably not good though.
We'll get answers. That's the best thing. We will get answers in this show, and it's very evident that this show could build up to the show itself or even the season. I'm looking forward to seeing how they handled it, And the cool thing about this show in particular is the fact that each episode does not follow each other, right? We're so used to Clone Wars where it like ends, and you're like, oh, okay, wait till next week. We're seeing it, but this is very episodic, way less serial. It's like we don't know where we're going next. We know that Omega has a room now, and that Wrecker's head hurts, but the next week's episode, we're in it to win it. We don't know what's going to happen. It's so good. It's so good for once. It's not, not predictable, at least so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the episodic style of Rebels, where there is an overriding storyline, but different episodes, different structures. So it'll be really cool to see where we go next. I don't know where we're going to go next. I don't know if we're going to see Rex mid-season or a bit earlier. That might be interesting. Like join the crew. Maybe they can make a little bed for Rex.
Yeah, and it seems like they're doing a thing too with Omega where she's with Hunter one episode. I think she'll be with Wrecker at one point in the next couple episodes, and then hopefully go through Echo and Tech. I like seeing that dynamic build a lot. So hopefully that'll be the case for the rest of the season, because her and Hunter, I think they already had their moment. I think the next episode will get something a little bit different. At least I hope we do.
Yeah, and I think that could really, if I want to be negative and pessimistic, and potentially hurt myself by saying this.
Do it.
Yeah, when something bad happens towards the end of the season and Omega is separated from them for some reason, like taken back by the Kaminoans or seized by the Empire, her relationship with each and every one of those members of the Bad Batch is going to be very different. And then it would be very, very painful to see how they all grieve the snatching of our dear, dear child.
Yep.
So, okay. All right. There we go. I said it. I'm done. I'm done with that.
No,
I'm done with that.
I like it. I dig it.
It's like, I like it. I'm sad, but I like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know.
Take it back. Take it back.
I'm a glutton
didn't
for
say
pain,
that.
Charlie. I'm a glutton for pain. Clone Wars is my favorite. I'm a glutton for pain.
Why would you do this to my 05 Hayden voice? Why would you say that? You're making me mad.
Ew.
Twin Silence cosplay. Our friend Bob says the real question we should be asking is, will we see a Shakti Depp scene?
Oh
Look,
my god.
We've seen so many. She's
Her life
Do you
really is
remember
a
when-
choose your own
do you remember-
adventure.
Do you remember when The Force Unleashed came out? And like, she became like a sexy model in Fallujah.
Yeah, that was interesting, huh?
And I was like, huh.
That's
Let's
a
kill her.
choice. That's a
Why?
choice.
Yeah, I imagine. I think they mentioned that. I think they mentioned in the Clone Wars season 7 that she went to Coruscant, which connects into the 2003 miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
That suggests that she fought Grievous. So, and we see that the deleted scene in episode 3 where Grievous stabs her. So maybe that happened. Look, I'm down for more the Clone Wars style episode 3 Grievous, because every time they show a new clip from that, I'm just like,
He purdy.
So good. He's beautiful.
Time to abandon ship. So I fucking love it.
Oh, I love that they picked the clip from Revenge of the Sith of him daintily pressing buttons and sitting back in his chair.
Yep.
Just like, you animated this. You are people
Of all the
after
things.
my own heart. Thank
It's
you so
gorgeous.
much.
It's, it's the small things in life. And people are like, they should do the whole of episode 3 with the Clone Wars cast. I'm like, no. That is too far. I want you just to do all the Grievous clips.
Could you imagine him walking
great.
off, like the way Grievous walks in that moment too off the ship on Utapau, like this?
Oh my god, I love.
I love that animation. He like stormed. The music's epic. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun.
He goes,
He's coughing the whole damn time. Like, what is happening? This movie's incredible.
Lord,
As a kid, I'm like,
It was perfect.
As a kid, I'm like, this is sick. He's coughing. Music is badass. He's walking like a chicken. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. Give me
much
that.
of a rescue, was it? Like, oh, he's got sass. I love Gerald Grievous so much, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's too childish." I'm like, "Of course he is. He's the best. He's the best character in the whole film."
Yeah.
Well, actually,
And
that's
zoom
not
in on
true.
just the eyes on both of
Yep.
them. You
Yeah.
are doomed.
Ooh,
Ah!
Oh, I don't think so.
Hey, that was pretty good, Charlie.
I'd done the whole film by myself in my playground.
That's what he
Like-
does on the weekends.
Oh, yes, someone please do this. Make this a GIF.
Well, do it. It's gonna go everywhere now. I'm
And then
so
can someone
down.
rotoscope it and put it into episode 3?
Oh my god! I would be living my childhood dream at that point.
Yes!
Also, shout out to my favorite, and I'm so happy that I kind of got animated in this Bad Batch. My favorite ever droid is in episode 3, and it's the one where Grievous. Well, first of all, he goes, "Excuse me," and then Grievous grabs the lightsabers and goes, "You're welcome."
That's the greatest.
So
The
good.
best droid is like, he's so aware of his life and how shit it is. He's like, I've got to put up with this asshole. He jumped out the window. He's like, where is he? He jumped out the window. Okay, well, that's Grievous for you. Bless his heart. That poor battle droid. F in chat.
After the chat. After the chat.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see where we go from here on out. But before we sort of get to, thinking too ahead, our overall thoughts and score for this episode. Scotty, you go first because you're our guest.
Yeah, I am. I really think, if we're gonna rate it out so far what we have, I think it's my favorite personally, just because I like two storylines and I like two very different storylines. I think they did that really well. It felt a lot like a Star Wars to me, whereas the other two I felt, the second episode so far to me is one of the weaker ones. It just felt like a Rebels episode that would kind of didn't do much for me. But this one in particular, I would say if I did it out of 10, I would say it would probably be a solid 8. It was like a solid 8. Just like it's there. I could have seen some more that I thought was interesting, but overall, I'm super satisfied. I'm glad I got to talk about this one in particular with y'all and with other people. So that makes me happy. It wasn't something that felt forced. Like I was eager to talk about this today with y'all. So that's good. That's where I'd put it.
Awesome. 8 out of 10 Lulas. Claire?
All right. So this is actually probably of the 3 excellent episodes that I think we've gotten so far. This is just barely below episode 2 for me, with the incredible 75-minute premiere at the top of my list, because that's just wild. But I really did enjoy the Crosshair Empire side of it. Like Charlie, there's a reason that we're the Imperial Senate Podcast. The Imperials fascinate us. I love seeing this transition. It's answering some questions for me that I've had forever of like, how is this transition from clone troopers to recruited troopers going to go? Starting to get some answers. Super interesting. Yeah. I love the extra lore that's being built around the Kaminoans. I didn't love Bad Batch side of it as much, other than Wrecker, Omega, y'all can do no wrong. Every time I see you, you bring me joy. And I thought it was super interesting to see how each individual member of the Bad Batch right now is dealing with the loss of Crosshair. Like a lot of them are just like have accepted a little bit that he's gone, be like, I miss him. And Hunter's mad. Mm-hmm. Hunter's still in that anger stage of dealing with his grief. So I thought it was very interesting to see where everybody's at on the whole Crosshair thing. And it's, super nice to have the breath of fresh air, Omega, voice of reason, to help Hunter through that anger in this episode. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed it. Just because the one storyline dragged a bit for me personally, even on the second watch through, I will give it a 7.5 Lulas out of 10. Even though I hate cutting a Lula in half for these rankings.
How would you cut him, by the way? Claire, would it be like bilateral, or would it be like gut up or gut bottom? That's an important thing, I think.
I'm going to say, if we're going to cut him in half. What?
That's such a teacher question.
I'm sorry. That's me. I'm so sorry. I teach middle school. I don't know if y'all know that. I'm a middle school science teacher, so that is 100%. And I used the term bilateral. Sorry.
I loved it. I love it, though. No, I think we got to go. If we've learned anything from the Star Wars universe, if you cut somebody's legs off, if you cut the lower half of their body off, they're going to probably make it. Just give them some robo legs. They will be fine. So I will say the bottom half of Lulo. I think we go, the legs are missing. You need the other half a little bit.
Bob is British because his answer is.
That's amazing. Well,
no, not to poor Lula.
Lula's guts are like being pulled out while she's still alive.
It's like the end of Ted when his stuffing's all everywhere.
Yes.
The famous historical story of Ted. Yes.
We cover all things on this podcast.
So what was your score again, Claire? Sorry.
7.5 Lulas.
7.5. Okay. I'm American. Nikki. Nikki. No, I said half as well because I was repeating you, and I was like, "Why did I say that? Just say half. What am I doing?" Nikki said there was a lot about fixing the family, not leaving one of their own in this episode, and continuing to hammer down the brainwashing. So it'll be cathartic if it ends with them getting him back. And he also said to us, put him down for a big fat 10 out of 10. He really
10 out of 10 Lulas.
Oh, good job.
Big hype from Nikki.
Nikki loves Crosshair, and I think this is a great episode for big fans of that character. And I have to say, I'm with him. I feel 9.5 is my score for this episode.
Wow.
I thought the A story, like you said, maybe it wasn't the most intriguing storyline, but I think that delving into the Bad Batch as a group and seeing the repercussions on them, and like you said, Hunt's angry, but he's not angry at Crosshair. He's angry at himself for leaving him. And that's very interesting. And I think it's a great sort of build up. So by the time And again, this is the problem with people complaining about filler, is that by the time we get to the episode where they do plan to go, okay, we're going to plan to get Crosshair out of there, you're as an audience, you're like, yeah, like we're ready to go, like because we've been building up to it. Whereas if people who, internet critics were to write the series, it would be like, Crosshair's bad. A few episodes. Let's go save him. And you're like, what? Where did that come from? Like, that's the difference with. You right, Claire?
All right, we gotta go to the Twitter DMs right now. Thank you very much, Matt, from the 3 Men and a Baby Yoda podcast. GIF has been created.
No way!
GIF has been made.
Already?
Before we display the GIF, I want to say one thing.
Wow.
Thematically, this episode was probably the best because the title replacements means so many different things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like replacements for the parts, replacements for the Bad Batch. They're like everything is so good. But I can't believe the GIF has already been created.
Well done.
Oh,
like, I remember when everyone was
amazing.
like, cut and run. It's obviously about cut. And then you get to the episode, it's like, we need to get out of here. You're like, oh, cut and run. I have to escape.
Yeah.
Turns out we should like give the creators more credit than than it's
titles mean something.
It's weird, isn't it? We just saw the GIF. That's incredible. I can't believe you've done a GIF.
I'm gonna share the screen real quick.
Oh my god!
Can you share it? Because I don't know if it came up last time.
Oh, really? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, let's see.
You have the option to share it.
Let's see here. Chrome tab.
I'm not ready for this. We'll put music
I
over it.
don't think you are. I'll tell you that much, my friend.
It's going to be that, but you got to mix shooting stars on top of it. I'm just walking through it.
Let's see if we can get this going. I don't know how to. Here we go. Add my screen share here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. This is the most next level thing I've seen. Your fans are so much more dedicated. Look at this.
It's
Look
brilliant.
at this chicken man.
You're supposed to follow. What? Did I not follow you?
I'm going to speed it up.
It's
no
amazing.
way.
I'm so happy with this. Incredible. Incredible.
I should keep. I'm going to keep that up. I don't get.
Go follow 3 Men and a Baby Yoda podcast because they crack me up and they're really fun. I like those guys.
Legendary.
Ooh, man.
Yeah. Bob says, Claire, have you seen the ones that he made?
No. Where'd you share
Have
these?
you not seen this? I was alerted to this week, and it's incredible. Try Discord.
God. What have you done, Bob? I have to get my butt in the Discord. I've been very, very busy and off of social media a lot this week, for me anyway. So I'm very excited to see some of this.
Let me see.
Oh my god.
Can you share it on here again?
It might take a minute for the Discord to pop up. Hold on.
That's fine.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Our audience, they expect us.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. This is just out of curiosity while we wait for this thing to load. For some reason, I don't know if this means anything to anyone. I don't know if any of y'all collect or if any of y'all like to see like Yak Face when they do their little post about stuff. But for some reason, the code name for Admiral Rampart, and maybe it means something because I'm from the state and I live in the state, but Admiral Rampart's name was Black Series code name. His name was Louisiana. I don't really know why.
Louisiana?
I don't know if that has any significance. Charlie, did you happen to look up where this guy was from, Charlie, or no? Like in terms of like the voice actor, there would be no way. I just don't picture it, him being from
Let me have a look.
the alligator state. But it's just strange to think that was his Black Series code name. I hope he has a southern drawl. We just haven't heard it yet. He's just like putting on an act for Tarkin, and he talks a lot like this.
The insignia comes off, and all of a sudden the drawl comes on.
He's wearing just a tank top, and he's like got all these tattoos and stuff. That'd be the coolest thing in the world. It's the complete opposite of what you picture him to be. He's so stoic.
Oh my god!
The actor's Nasir Dalal. I don't know.
It's just weird. It's just I don't know why that name. And a friend of ours did a shot of me like face to face with him. Like
he's from New York. So it's definitely not to do it.
Why is the Black Series name that? I don't know. What a weird name for a toy.
Okay, here we go. All right, you ready?
Oh my god, I can't with this, guys. You need to see this in all its full screen glory. You ready?
What?
You've got the sound on as well.
I've got sound on.
That's amazing.
That was literally me on
Streaming.
Jedi Fallen Order streaming every single time. Dead.
I love this.
Funny.
This is a
I'm dying.
vibe.
Also, look at my face. Y'all get the weirdest screenshots of me. Why do I look like that? I can't.
we asked you to do it, remember?
Bob, you're killing me. That's right. Well done, Bob.
That's great.
Oh. Woo.
I'm gonna make my own version now. Here we are. Going to do it.
Yeah.
The actor is in Red Dead Redemption 2, plays Charles Smith. Yeah, one of my favorite characters in the game. I think the actor is really good, and he's also he's in Squadrons. He's one of the Imperials. He's the main Imperial in that little what's it called? Hunted spot. I think it was called. Gray. Yeah, that's him. But yeah, definitely take us up on our GIF. If you do edit our GIFs or any weird responses, please
tag us. Please
go off and tag us because we will show them ever.
Because I am oblivious sometimes and I will miss it. So please.
Man, I feel famous now. I appreciate that 3 Men and a Baby podcast. Baby Yoda podcast. That's so good.
Amazing.
Great name.
Amazing.
So good. Before we go, I want to share this. Or before we wrap up, I want to share this meme I found last night, which made me laugh. And it says, "What if you wanted true Jedi, but God said,
oh my God."
Like, I just thought, our generation, that's a very peak meme of Lego, and
no one would get that. Like,
no one would get that.
No one above our age bracket would get that, I don't think. We're all similar in age. That is like, that is so meta. Good God. Wow.
Also, a friend of the show, Alden, is now trying to get this tattooed on me.
Jedi 69.
No way.
So if you go to Alden's Twitter account, there is now a poll thing that if a lot of people like the tweet, I apparently have to get a tramp stamp of True Jedi 69%.
At Celebration, right? Like that has to be
at Celebration. I believe.
Okay, makes sense.
I can't confirm nor deny if that would happen, but it can't ruin your chances. I don't think. See if you do want to see that
poll.
Oh, gracious me.
But yeah, overall, so like 9.5, 10, 8. I think overall it's about an 8.5. Somewhere
in there.
Yeah. 8.5 maybe. Overall score.
It's really solid.
I refuse to do math in my head.
I'm terrible. So I have no.
Right now, I refuse to also do it on my phone. So.
It's amazing.
You know what?
No math in general.
Exactly.
I just realized we could put our logo up. I guess. The joys of live streaming.
Learning curve.
Yes. All we've got time for this week. Scotty.
Yes.
Where can people find you, and have you got anything to plug?
Nothing in particular to plug. I was on Alex and Molly's stream, their Bad Batch clone something. I forget the name of it.
The Clone Zone.
Clone Zone. I had a blast on it. My neighbor Paul Stanley showed up. I don't know if y'all know that. He's part of the Bombadcast. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Every now and then he'll show up. He didn't knock on my door this time. We're lucky. He may. I don't know. It's just scary when he shows up. But yeah, Bombadcast, all the weird and zany stuff that you want to experience to Star Wars, all the niche discussions you want to have, come and join us there. Live every Thursday on Beyond the Blast Doors Network. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. This is a blast. Imperial Senate Podcast. First time my virginity's been taken. So good.
You're moist now. You're one of us moist people.
I'm moist. Oh my God. I just need to cover myself in water. Perfect.
That's another.
That is another. I am moist.
That's a video clip.
The best that is going celebration. Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Oh. Celebration's just going to be us doing Grievous walks.
Space Lots.
There we go.
Also, yeah, please do buy our Space Lot shirts because I spent a lot of time on that. It's a really good shirt.
I like that shirt.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can follow Scotty on Twitter and his podcast here. Below.
Good content. Something.
Absolutely great content. And I was on the show this week.
Yes. Oh my God. Charlie was on. He did our Rogue One discussion because Rogue One sucks. I'm just kidding. Oh, I love the chaos. Literally everyone, like I've made a post on Facebook and I never do Facebook Star Wars stuff, but like everyone was calling me an idiot. It was all that. It was wonderful. You just got to get under people's skin sometimes. It's okay.
It was fantastic. It was a great discussion. Great debate.
It was a great discussion. We
That's
figured it out. It was wonderful.
Scotty leave the chat briefly.
Yeah, I actually departed from it. It was too much for me, but no, you can always come and hang out with us at Bombadcast. You know, I think the vibe of Imperial Senate and Bombadcast have some very similar approaches to humor, and you know, I just want a cup of Django sperm now, so we're good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh man, all these mini bulbas.
We should maybe like Photoshop like some spermatozoids with little helmets. Like,
someone's probably done that.
The internet is a place. Is a place of chaos.
Yep.
Oh no!
Get him dead. Oh no! Sperm is apparently on a Wikipedia page. Oh no! Is it? Yep.
Oh.
It showed up in Dark Forces Jedi Knight.
I love Star Wars.
Wow.
When?
Oh, I don't know. It just says sperm. That's all it says. That was good.
Is there a canon page for sperm?
What level is that? I don't know, but I'm about to
Anakin
go
Skywalker shot his load in between episode 2 and 3.
3. Oh man, yeah, no, I can't find any images.
Oh.
First mentioned in Dark Forces Jedi Knight.
First mention.
Charlie, sounds like you played that game.
How did that go? Like, how was this mentioned? How was this brought up? I'm scared.
Sperm.
Carl Katarn was really horny.
So good.
I can jump one of those walls. It's just really sticky.
Which walls?
Did the cameo into like jizz music? Absolutely.
Yeah, they had to.
What else are they gonna play when he's in that little room with all the space hustlers? Like, what else are they gonna play in there?
T-Money Sartwell, I love the question, but the question is absolutely enhanced by your profile picture.
And T-Money's awesome.
I just love it. I love the idea of like, do the cameo into like jizz music? Of course they do.
They have to.
Of course they do. Yeah, I think we should probably wrap up and promote our stuff, I guess. Like,
and think on that for a minute.
Let's all pray on that.
Let's think about sperm for a moment. No, you can follow the Imperial Senate Podcast on Twitter at ImpSenatPod and on Instagram at Imperial Senate Pod. And don't forget, you can support the show by buying our merchandise or becoming a patron on patreon.com/the Imperial Senate Podcast. Nicky does his really incredible show on there, Sacred Jedi Bricks, where him and our good friend Reed go and commentate on the free Maker Adventures and all the Lego specials, which is so much fun. So if you love those shows, definitely go out and check it there. We also have our content that we do. We have our film commentaries, which we'll be starting off again very soon. If there is any guests on this show that would like to appear in the said film commentaries, let us know. And we'll...
The Phantom Menace.
Not yet.
Well, the next one we're doing.
That's the next one.
Oh, okay. Well, signed, sealed, delivered. Let me know the day, time, minute.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, we've got our film commentaries. Episode 4, 5, and 6 are already out there. We recorded them ages ago. So much fun. We had our good friends. Who do we have on again? We had
Dallas on.
We had Dallas and Auden, right?
Yes.
Yes, episode 6.
Yes.
So it's been a long time since we've recorded.
It's been a while. But they were so much fun.
They're so much fun. Go back and listen. They're really great. And yeah, I think that's all we've got time for with us. Claire, where can people find you and everything else you do?
Well, you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at cstribs, and you can catch me on Kessel Run Transmissions Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And coming soon, Night Sisters Night In. It's gonna be fun. Come drink wine and just hang out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Is that related to the show, or are you just asking people to do that as well?
I mean, kind of both. Like,
yeah, right.
that'd be cool too. Like, sure, but yeah, Night Sister Night.
That'd be your tombstone.
Fun. We got some big plans.
Dribbling, drink wine, have fun.
Yes. With Janae, my co-host Janae, who's real great. She's from Kyber Sisters. I like her a lot. She's pretty cool. She's my friend.
When's that?
She's my
When's that starting?
I believe we're gonna start filming about a week from now. So
nice.
Check it out. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Very cool. Very interesting. And where can people find that again?
It'll be on the Kessel Run Transmissions feed. So anytime, just follow me on Twitter or follow KR Transmissions on Twitter, and you will get those updates. Subscribe to us as well on YouTube, because that's where you will find it.
Nice. And if you want to hear rubbish from me, you can follow me on Twitter at CMWASHBY. I have an Instagram, which is CharlieMWAshby, which is my name, which is why I use it as my username.
What? That's your fucking name? What a crazy name!
Moi. No, it's my middle name, initials. But
oh my god!
But don't find out.
That's so cool. I didn't know we had those.
But yes, funnily enough, you can also find my personal Patreon, where I do shows with my good friend Alden. We do a show called Batman Returned, which is a commentary podcast where we go through every Batman movie and discuss them in order. We've done Batman 89 all the way to Batman Robin for season 1, and now we've just about finished season 2. We did the first 3 films, which is the Dark Knight trilogy. We've got 1 more episode to go to finish out season 2. We're having a little break before we do that, and that'll be a discussion around how the Dark Knight trilogy and also Batman changed around the years that those films came out, up to where we're going to start off next time. So we finish off the Dark Knight Rises, which was 2012, but we're going to be going up to 2015 for the final episode in terms of discussion of Batman, because for the next season, much to Alden's chagrin, is the Snyder films. So we'll be doing a bonus episode. I'm making him struggle for a bonus episode, which is Man of Steel. Then we do Batman vs Superman Extended Edition, and then we're going to be doing Justice League Snyder Cut. So
Alden's the best out of his comfort zone, because I've done shows with him before, and I like when he gets loose. And I'd imagine for the Snyder episodes, he will get probably a little more relaxed. I don't know. He's a great guy.
I'm just doing it to torture him, to be honest. Like, we don't really have to do it.
Perfect.
But I'm going to torture him because he has to talk about these films.
He has to.
And it's going to be out there forever. No, but it's going to be loads of fun. I also have the Charlie Ashby Show, where I interview people on there, which is pretty fun. And I think that's pretty much it. I've also got everything, all my links are on my link tree. It's on my Twitter. Mm-hmm. Find it there. Oh, what a good episode.
What a good time.
Best way to end it.
I'm so tired. This week has just drained me. So that's why,
Defending Rogue One so much, I'm sure that was part of it, because it's okay.
That took all my energy up. I still love how one of my arguments was that John Knoll wanted to make a model of the Death Star, and technically that should be allowed.
Yeah.
I was going to put a tweet that I think that John Knoll should make up a random idea for a movie just so we can do one for the Death Star too. He's like,
that would be
Kathleen, sick. I have an idea.
We'll do the Dolphins. Yes, I knew it. Damn it, it's good. Oh,
as if we wouldn't watch the shit out of that.
Look at this! This is tremendous.
We need it.
Before we wrap up completely, yes, let's get Scotty's Groover's gift viral.
Let's do it.
Oh, amazing, perfection.
Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Thank you so much for watching our Madcap Ridiculous episode, the Bad Betches. Obviously, follow the Bombadcast, and we'll be back next time. See you, everyone.
Bye.